Most of the internet, though, clipped out Angel Reese pushing the Fever girl in the back.
She was like the villain.
Here's a clip that everybody was fake upset about.
That's not a bad foul. No, Caitlin Clark not finna fight, bro. It's turning they shit up, though. It's just some internet shit, bro. It's just bringing attention to these.
Pat McAfee just roasted Angel Reese after Caitlin Clark destroyed the Chicago Sky.
Caitlin Clark, they scored a layup, and then she pulls up from logo, from where the 22 is, basically. She fills up every arena. Caitlin Clark, 41 games played. It was very obvious whenever she was in college that she was different. Gets drafted to the Fever, and what she has done for this city and for this team is unbelievable.
Pat McAfee didn't hold back and took a direct shot at Angel Reese right after Caitlin Clark completely dismantled the Chicago Sky.
Caitlin Clark, generational talent. She's the one. They put a team around her right now.
She is the one. This is the golden goose. This is the one.
Caitlin Clark is a likable and lovable superstar. She pays homage. Caitlin Clark is the most important player in the WNBA.
Caitlin Clark knows what's coming. Caitlin Clark rises up and is the star.
Once again, Clark dominated from deep threes to a full triple-double, while Reese struggled and failed to paint herself.
Caitlin Clark is phenomenal. She is somebody like we have never seen before.
You guys are lucky you have Caitlin Clark. You are lucky you have the Indiana Fever.
McAfee wasn't buying it, and now the truth is clear. If you support Caitlin Clark, drop a comment that says 100% for Caitlin. Let's show her some love.
Let's talk about Caitlin Clark's hard foul. Angel Reese gets the ball. Caitlin Clark goes over, does a hard foul, commits a hard foul on Angel Reese.
Let's get into the real story. On and off the court, Caitlin Clark didn't just appear, she took command. Against Angel Reese and the Sky, Clark posted a vicious triple-double, proving she's already elite.
Get the stats about her and her 20 points and 10 assist games and the triple doubles and all that.
The Indiana Fever absolutely dominated the Sky in what was clearly a statement win, crushing them by nearly 30 points. Clark's vision, range, and speed overwhelmed Chicago completely.
Watching Caitlin Clark play, electrifying.
Yes.
Absolutely. She will pull. She will pull that shit up. She will shake, sidestep, step back, not scared. And then she'll do a no-look pass, full court passes.
This wasn't an ordinary win. It was a national reminder of how Caitlin Clark is redefining women's basketball. Stats don't lie. She's now tied for third all-time in WNBA triple-doubles.
Coming shooting the deep threes, the passes that she has, like she's probably the best college scorer, men's or women's, when it comes to wire to wire as far as a career goes.
Reaching that milestone in under 50 games puts her among WNBA legends like Candace Parker and Alyssa Thomas. Clark had 20-plus points, 10 assists, and 10 boards, making it all look easy.
And it's bad because everybody is using this for their own narrative. Like, you got a lot of fans that are definitely racist that use Caitlin Clark to hide the fact that they're racist.
But it wasn't just about the numbers. Caitlin Clark's influence was felt nationwide. The Fever versus Sky game drew 2.5 million viewers, peaking at 3.1 million, the most watched WNBA game ever.
Angel overreact. Yeah, probably it was a hard foul. It is what it is. They squashed it after the game and you moved on. But yeah, all the think pieces and everything after the first game.
So where was this type of reaction last year when Angel Reese got chokeslammed by Alyssa Thomas of the Connecticut Sun? Y'all remember that? She got fouled so hard, they kicked Aaliyah Thomas out the game with a flagrant 2 foul. What did Angel Reese do? Nothing. She didn't get up and try to swing on her. You know why? The reaction was different because of who did it. And there is a lot of history there with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese.
Meanwhile, Angel Reese and the Sky had no answers. Reese finished quietly, clearly frustrated as Clark led the Fever with poise and experience, while the media rivalry faded into the background.
This is another year and another case of WNBA referees not making the right calls when it comes to Caitlin Clark. If the referees do not get this whole situation together with this Caitlin Clark thing, fans is finna start watching this sport.
Caitlin Clark wasn't worried about the noise. She focused on the win, and that's exactly what she got. This was a national TV beatdown, and McAfee didn't hesitate to call out the real star.
She hates her. This is why she did that. Shut up.
Do that, bro.
Hate her? He said, like, she hates her. No, they don't hate each other. That's a basketball play.
The media is doing that so much, it's really gonna make Angel be on that when she see her, bro.
But it's turning their shit up, though.
Let's be honest, this wasn't just a heated matchup. It became a national storyline. But Pat McAfee wasn't going to let facts get lost in drama. On his show, McAfee walked fans through the now viral moment between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Reese committed what looked like an obvious take foul to stop an easy bucket. It's common in basketball, but once Clark protested and the refs reviewed it, the internet exploded.
Caitlin Clark voted on by general managers the best point guard, the best shooting guard, and the singular player they would start the franchise with.
Suddenly, videos flooded social media showing Clark fouling Reese, conveniently cutting out the moment where Reese had shoved a Fever player seconds earlier. McAfee called it live. He mocked how people only showed the second half to villainize Clark. They clipped it, he said. They didn't show Angel Reese pushing the Fever girl, just Caitlin fouling Reese. And boom, instant outrage. It's the fake outrage McAfee has made a career of dismantling. This time, Reese was the one under fire, and McAfee didn't stop. He called out the haters still refusing to give Clark her credit.
It is a balance, but she's a generational talent. No league's ever about one player, but in this case, Caitlin brought tens of millions of new viewers into the W, and there's no denying that impact. But again, you do want to balance it because obviously you saw what happened with Juju Watkins, getting hurt. You want to balance making sure that you're also promoting your other stars like an Asia Wilson, like a Brianna Stewart. Nafisa Collier killed it last year. I mean, she was the runner-up, MVP, and the Defensive Player of the Year.
I loved her.
This year, sustain the momentum we had last year and gain even new viewers.
Caitlin Clark is already looking like the greatest ever. As for Angel Reese, McAfee was respectful but blunt. He said Reese plays a big role in the league's spotlight, but wasn't buying into the drama. He said she overreacted, pointed out the flop, and mocked how fast the narrative flips when Clark's involved. He echoed what many fans believe. Reese is becoming the villain in this saga. It might sell tickets, but it doesn't change who's dominating. In classic Pat fashion, he dropped the mic. Say what you want. The proof's in the pudding. Caitlin Clark is him.
There was this type of reaction last year when Angel Reese got chokeslammed by Alyssa Thomas of the Connecticut Sun. Y'all remember that? She got fouled so hard, they kicked Aaliyah Thomas out the game with a flagrant 2 foul. What did Angel Reese do? Nothing. She didn't get up and try to swing on her. You know why? The reaction was different because of who did it. And there is a lot of history there with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. You guys remember last year when Angel Reese celebrated Kennedy Carter getting that flagrant foul on the hip check against Caitlin Clark? You remember that? On the sideline, just, yeah, baby, get her, you get her. Who celebrates like that for a flagrant foul on another player if they don't dislike that player? Okay, you want some more evidence? Here's some more evidence. Remember last year when they were talking about who gets the credit for the expansion and the eyeballs and the popularity boost of women's basketball, not just the WNBA, but women's basketball in general, because of the spike in the women's NCAA tournament and in WNBA viewership. A lot of people were attributing that to Caitlin Clark, and rightfully so. This is what Angel Reese had to say, and I quote, "People are talking about women's basketball. You never would think they'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to the games. We got celebrities coming to the games, sold out arenas just because of one single game. Just looking at that, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on to be that for my teammates. I know I'll go down in history. I'll look back in 20 years and be like, the reason we're watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too. I want y'all to realize that." Now, I heard a lot of people say, that I or others have made Angel Reese the villain. Did you not just hear herself call herself the bad guy? She called herself the villain. I'm not making her the villain. She's making herself the villain.
McAfee's breakdown didn't just entertain. It hit home for fans tired of the spin, hate, and effort to downplay Caitlin Clark's greatness. In a media world full of noise, McAfee kept it real. And in doing so, he may have fueled the next chapter of the Clark-Reese saga. For months, we were told it's not a rivalry, that Caitlin and Angel are just two players in a crowded league, nothing more.
This is not only the best point guard in the league, this is an MVP candidate, and this is a contender for the best player in the world.
It is a mad situation just all around when it comes to Caitlin Clark, because it's very clear that she is way stronger.
Caitlin has always been an underrated athlete. She's the fastest player in the league to me with the ball in her hands, and she was the best guard finishing around the rim last year.
But the stats, tension, and reactions say otherwise. Now it's undeniable. This is the biggest rivalry in women's basketball, maybe in all sports. And here's the truth media doesn't want to face. Caitlin Clark is lifting the WNBA to new heights. Start with the viewership. The latest Fever versus Sky Clash drew 2.5 million average viewers and peaked at 3.1 million, the highest in ESPN WNBA history.
Angel Reese is not one of the best players in the WNBA. I think we can all be honest with that. But Caitlin Clark is one of the best players in the WNBA.
Just think about that. 2 second-year players, not MVPs, not veterans, drew Super Bowl-level buzz in the middle of the season. Yet critics still claim this isn't a rivalry. If that's true, why is the whole country tuning in every time they play? This is bigger than box scores. Clark and Reese represent opposing forces. One is seen as the clean-cut star uplifting the game, the other painted and embracing the villain role.
People are going to make it into something bigger than it needs to be. They're going to make this rivalry come back, this manufactured rivalry.
Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese is not a rivalry. This is absolutely a rivalry. These are people with contempt for each other.
But reality is more layered. Like one creator said, this is basketball, not war. Angel Reese is intense and physical, and that's part of the sport. But too many are turning routine fouls into personal feuds, framing Clark as the problem. The real issue? Her success threatens the old order. A GM poll just revealed WNBA execs picked Clark as top point guard, top shooting guard, and the one they'd build a team around. That's not TikTok hype. That's from decision makers. Still, many players and influencers try to minimize her or call her a media product. It's dividing fans. Some can't handle her rapid rise and fall back on race and bias claims. One host even said fans are twisting themselves in knots to deny the rivalry exists.
Caitlin, I've been noticing, I've been following her career since she was a sophomore at Iowa, and I recognize how different she was, how different she played the game. I used to tell all my colleagues who are not into women's basketball, I say, hey man, you got to check out this girl at Iowa, man. She shoots from the logo. She shoots from almost half court. She's different. And men who travel with us in our traveling party who are basically anti-women's basketball, just didn't care for it, didn't want to talk about it, had no interest in it at all. All of a sudden, they started watching Caitlin Clark and got intrigued by her, and they became fans of her and her game. She needs a Jeep endorsement, commercial, because Jeep is an acronym that I've come up with of the way she has been treated and not welcomed into the WNBA. Jeep, the acronym is JEEP, and that stands for jealousy, envy, egos, and pettiness.
All to avoid one harsh truth. Caitlin Clark is outshining everyone, and it's not even close. Ironically, she never engages. No trash talk, no post-game drama. She lets her game do the talking. Logo threes, pinpoint passes, and court vision like a seasoned vet. She even offered Reese a hand after the foul before Aaliyah Boston intervened and tensions rose. But even that moment was spun. Clark became the target again. Fans are seeing through it. Even casual viewers are hooked. Social media is full of fans defending her, calling out double standards. One podcast said it plainly. You can respect both, but let's be real. Angel's still developing. Caitlin's already elite.
Caitlin Clark out of the WNBA and her team, it's not the same. She's packing now larger arenas. She's taking and making shots nobody's ever done in the history of the sport. She is Steph Curry.
That's the truth, and no amount of noise changes it. But what makes this even see heat bigger is that it's not just about Clark and Reese. It's about what happens when a young woman completely rewrites the script, brings in money, fans, and ratings, and the gatekeepers start losing control. Caitlin Clark is the Steph Curry of the WNBA.
Now, Caitlin Clark spoke about rivalries. Let's play this.
You guys love it, that's for sure.
Rivalry.
Yeah, I mean, you guys love it, that's for sure. But I told Michael this yesterday. I was like, rivalry is great for sport. Like, I understand that. I grew up loving rivalries. Like, I grew up in Iowa State. That's like a pro matchup in the state of Iowa. Like, I understand that. Or whether it was my high school team, like, I still hate a rival high school, Valley High School. Sorry, I'm sure there's a lot of people from Valley High School that love me and support me now. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you guys, but I wasn't your biggest fan. I didn't like the Tigers growing up. So my parents, my grandfather was the football coach growing up, and Valley was our biggest rival. It was the biggest class in Iowa. And I was taught to, growing up, if we were driving by the high school, to hold my breath because I couldn't breathe that air. Like, I know it's kind of funny, but like, rivalry is always a big thing. So I think it's more than anything, like, as a player, you approach the game the same every single time, or you should. That's how you should approach every single game. You prepare the same way. You come ready to play, whether it's the team that's last in the league or the team that's first in the league. It doesn't matter. I think for the fans, it's great. They love it. And I mean, Chicago is the closest team to us. You know, we bust there usually, so I get it geographically. But I think for our team and our group, it's, you know, we prepare the same way every single game. But I expect today to be an awesome game.
She's dragging the game into a new era, ready or not. This isn't just sports. It's cultural shift. Power shifting in real time. Whether the rivalry is real or overblown, it's drawing millions. One thing is clear, the WNBA is changing because of Clark. As long as she keeps dropping historic stats, drawing huge crowds, and staying calm while being fouled, shoved, and hated, the drama will keep coming. But so will the wins.
This is the generational, multi-generational player.
Caitlin Clark is phenomenal. She is somebody like we have never seen before.
You guys are lucky you have Caitlin Clark. You are lucky you have the Indiana Fever.
Caitlin Clark isn't just playing basketball, she's redefining it. From racking up triple-doubles to shutting down doubters with every step-back three, she's proving she is the WNBA's future. While others push fake narratives, post clipped footage, and stir controversy, Caitlin keeps showing up and taking over. Pat McAfee saw it. Millions of fans witnessed it. Now the league has no option but to give her the respect she's earned. So to every critic still calling her overhyped, and every outlet twisting the facts, check the scoreboard. Caitlin Clark dominated. Angel Reese got exposed, and the world saw it happen live. Now it's your move. If you're standing with Caitlin Clark, drop a comment right now saying 100% for Caitlin. Let's flood this feed with support, facts, and love. The game is evolving, and Caitlin Clark is leading the charge.